Okay, it looks like Fate JP has started a new event. It's just called Wounded Arc of the Future. That's all Google Translate says, so let's see how this silliness goes. Okay, well, didn't give me time to translate that. Oh well. Okay, literally all Google Translate is saying, Circe is saying, ooh. It's just a bunch of U's after each other. Okay. Now she's saying, moo. I really should put the Google Translate up on here because this is hilarious. Okay, now she's saying some words. It's a terrible downpour, like the water jar of heaven has been turned upside down. My hair and clothes are all messed up. Benny Enma is replying, there's no need to yell so much. We're all soaked sparrows. Before you start complaining, let's quickly find the entrance to that wooden ship. Anyway, Rohi is clinging to his back. The master will freeze to death. Circe starts, yes, I know. Ugh. This is Lohi? Loki? Or I guess they're translating Loki into Rohi, so that's who they... Okavoy? God of Thunder? Akko? No, the God of Thunder isn't around here. That's what it's literally saying. Looks like Google Translate still needs some work. That's fine, Muko. It's such black rain that you can't tell up from down. I'd rather just faint. It's easy. Ha ha. Oh, what am I replying with? I'm still fine. No, I can't faint. Towards that huge wooden ship. It would have been nice if the borders had been closer. Oh, I forget who this dude is. It literally lists this guy as Great Public Hope. And he just says, Woa. But now even that border has it crash landed on the sea surface and was adrift. If this big wave were to collide with that huge ship, I hope you're okay. Benny Enma replies, however, if you can carry the master a better way. And this guy replies, like Borders crash landing for Nemo, who should be a great captain but is completely clueless. There is something on that ship that we servants cannot fully grasp. Oh, that arc. What am I replying with? I am replying with... I just reply with arc. Okay. The arc? That's you too. What was it again? And then just says, are you always holed up in the library, dominating the high scores of VR fishing games? Ah, that's right, Taigong Wang. This Taoist priest, Taigong Wang. Finally, I found Baku Kun. Does clinging seem to have something to do with it? And then literally the Great Public Hope, that's what it lists his name as. In this storm that seems to embody the wrath of God, the effectiveness of my conventional magic techniques is uncertain. This is how I'm relying on Shifuso-kun's help. Yes, I'm a writer. Oh, Benyema chimes in with, that Baku could fly. And then this bear thing just replies with Mo. Okay. Oh, Circe chimes in with, I've seen a lot of ships. First time I had ever seen a ship with such a solemn aura. At first glance, it looks like a boat made of nothing more than logs put together. Only inside this ship is protected from the storm. I feel safe. The Great Public Hope says, yeah, maybe. It may be the most sacred ship in the world. This bear just goes, huh? Benyanma just says something is shining on the ship. I reply with, on deck, someone turned on a light. Rohi or Loki just says there are two little ones. It looks like he's waving a lantern this way. I've got a choice of let's head over or everyone be careful. I'll choose let's head over. Mr. Public Hope just says, yes, let's go. Nice to meet you, Shifuso-kun. Apparently this thing just says Momo. There's nothing there to translate. Rohi just replies, Mita, on the wing rack deck, my 2 daughters were desperately clinging on. It's not just kids. Who are you? Hey, wait a minute, says Circe. Something big rose up from the sea. Is this a giant? Mr. Public Hope just says, huh, so it's a trap. Rohi replies, he threw a big axe at me. Hodo, replies Circe. Come on, this isn't a very welcoming attitude. It seems there are still others. Great Public Hope just says, peeks out from the side of the boat on the other side. Are they guarding this ark? In any case, that's suspicious, says Benyanma. This is not the way to welcome guests who arrive in the pouring rain. I'm going to correct that rudeness here. Circe says, leave it to me. At this rate, it won't even be attached to the deck. Master, give orders from above. Got it. Rohi. That's my reply. That was easy. Yeah, these twins just say amazing, amazing, defeating the Nephilim. Hey, maybe those people. But, is this okay, right, Sean? This could mean yes, yeah, or uh-huh. There's no other way, dope. This is all I have now. That sucks for him. Our ship and for Lord Noah. Vanished. 500C Ark from the future. Waldorf. What? Shadows on the weather radar? Professor Nemo just replies with, wow, hee hee. Nemo Marine A just sniffs. Guess they're sad. According to Google Translate, Nemo Marine B is just saying, except David just says a bunch of dots. Gordolf just replies, that aside, the atmosphere in the control room, does it feel strangely damp? Specifically with the Marines there, but Professor, Sion, as you say, I've been having trouble with this for a while now. I have never experienced it, but it's exactly like being drunk. When you're drunk, your emotions become unstable, right? Mounier says, if you've been drinking, right, there's no sign of alcohol anywhere. The Marines haven't had anything to drink. This is the situation with the Professor, too. Oh, so it's just fatigue and feeling unwell. It's not good, but it's not the worst, says Gordolf. Marine seems to be acting strangely, so let him rest. Thank you for caring about the Marines, says Zion. But for now, this report comes first. Mr. Mounier, turn on the monitor. If the radar response is true, it will soon come into view. That's right, there was a shadow on the weather radar, says Gordolf. So rain, did you catch a rain cloud? On this blank earth, what if it's raining somewhere? Oh, this one spot without a cloud is so clear. I'm sick of seeing it. Super clear skies, finally the rain. Sendai Kamon, isn't that an unprecedented event? Awesome, I've been waiting for this. I understand how you feel, but isn't it too early to celebrate, says Mounier. It's not like there has been no precedent for localized rain. Well, when it comes to something of this scale, it's uncharted territory though. That's true. It is different from a tiny singularity. It's still too far away to analyze. This is clearly different from the usual appearance of a micro-singularity, says Da Vinci. It's not a singularity. Does this mean that it could be a purely meteorological phenomenon? Long live Gaia. This is the Earth's resilience. Is our blue Earth finally coming back? No, it's similar to the wandering exists between the realities of Earth. By the way, says Da Vinci, why are you killing time in the control room today, David? I was wondering why he's just chilling there. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's a bit of revelation, I guess, says David. A good shepherd knows the weather, especially sensitive ones. Just replies Da Vinci. Well, as always, she was flirtatious. On the contrary, I felt relieved. Anyways, Professor, I want to call Tommy in training. Contact the simulator room. Yes, leave it to me. Please, 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 says the professor. That really said a lot of nothing. Now, says Da Vinci, currently this boat is sailing in the mid-latitudes of the South Pacific Ocean, between the southern tip of Chile and New Zealand. In the area where we are supposed to pass through, something clearly abnormal has occurred. The situation is urgent. Is it never not urgent in this game? Every situation is urgent. Gordolf just replies with, In this short time, the situation has suddenly become serious? Literally, there are dark clouds gathering ahead of us. The area in question is one of constant, widespread, and dynamic magical concentration. Oh, what do you mean by dynamic? I mean it's moving. It is tracking this border as it tries to continue observation while making a detour. Lock on, that is. Follow me, says Mash, that's it? So the object is a moving infinitesimal singularity. I have a choice of this is another oddity, or is there anything else we now know? I'll go with this is another oddity. Two things are clear, says Da Vinci. First of all, if normal navigation continues as it is, the border will be swallowed up by the dark clouds within a few hours. That sounds bad. And another one, in the dark cloud area, there's a huge amount of water reacting. Nemo Marine A just says, oof, 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 ha, 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 yay the sea. Alright there, dude. Marine B just chimes in with, the real ocean has returned after all. That's what we felt. Da Vinci just replies, yeah, it's true that on a completely blank slate of land, a stormy sea suddenly appeared. It's bad for the original wandering sea, though. I see, says Gordolf. I just checked the data. But if Border uses all its strength, it should be able to shake this off. Isn't that right, Captain? Wait, where's the captain? He's right there. Nemos just says, I've been here for a while now, but I was sitting a little deeper in my chair. You guys probably couldn't see it, but more importantly, what happened now? Ah, yeah, of course. Don't underestimate Border's potential. I'm confused. No, I'm not confused. That's literally what he said. Nemo's engineer just replies, when I hear the sea is waiting, I'll go at top speed. The nostalgic sea breeze, the meowing seagulls. Let's fire up the Triton engine. Throw all manapur you have into the furnace. Nemo Baker just says, thank you. Let's make a fire. I'll bake 10 years worth of bread. I can choose between Captain, are you okay? You look pale? Or what about the other Nemo series? I'm going to choose Captain, are you okay? You look pale after that exchange. Master says, maybe I should get Nurse Nemo to take a look at me. Sion just says, that's actually. The nurse is also unwell at the moment, so she's being looked after in the infirmary. Huh, the nurse? How can I put it? That's surprising, says Mash. Oh god, of all the nurses that she could be put into the care of. Neil Merce replies, totally tough. It'll be a great use to you all. Asclepius just replies, it's just a wall. I'm here, nurse. If you have eyes, do this. Isn't it amazing? Oh, the teacher's eyes are glittering. It was as beautiful as a rose. Thank you, but if you want a doctor, go there, says Nightingale. It's frustrating, but I'll admit it. It's true that he's feeling a little unwell, says Nemo. Times like these, when we are being tested, I have to be strong myself. Oh, wobbly, isn't it, says Gordolf. Yes, patience is one of Captain's strength, but right now, it's the complete opposite, replies Zion. Let's rely more on other staff here. It's obvious that only the captains are abnormal. Haven't other staff members reported any physical discomfort, asked Da Vinci? So that means... No, that can't be. Did you notice something, Da Vinci? Says me. Coincidentally, this former sea area was Point Nemo. That's what this place is called. Ah, Point Nemo. I've heard it too, says Mash. On Earth, this would be the point in the ocean that is said to be the furthest from any landmass. The name itself means nobody and uninhabited. It is said to be named after Captain Nemo. Its geographical location has made it a convenient location for dumping and dropping unwanted satellites. That's right, says Da Vinci. It's not a ship graveyard, but a satellite graveyard. By now, we should be looking down from the sky at the remains of hundreds of satellites. Therefore, our captain it's a place that has nothing to do with me. As for Master Xeon, you're probably not feeling unwell or experiencing any symptoms, right? There is no. The only one who is unwell is heroic spirit Nemo. David just replies, unfortunately for you guys, looks like the time for fireside chats is over. Gordolf asks, what does that mean? Oh crap. Mash looks shocked. The dark cloud area is approaching at an even faster rate. When did it get to this point, says Munir. The Queen of Sheba just says, wow, the air is filled with a tremendous anger, says Martha. Cersei exclaims, what? If it shakes this much, it'll spill and overflow. Rohi just replies, boy, are you driving drunk? I just explained Captain. Nemo replies with, take evasive action. All ships are advised to prepare for emergency maneuvers. Engine power increased to critical value. Turn on all the spare power. Professor, predict the optimal evasive course. I'll take the helm. I'm gathering we crashed. Again. How many times has this stormboarder crashed? David just says maybe it somehow made an emergency landing. I wonder what would happen, but it was spectacular landing. Mash just says yes, it was a soft landing indeed, as expected from Mr. Munir. I'm not sitting in the cockpit for nothing, exclaims Munir. Shadowboarder aside, in Stormboarder, it's third best piloting technique. Well, this time was because Xian and Da Vinci quickly performed fine inertia control. I have a choice of saying I'm worried about the captain who was taken to the infirmary, or not just the captain, but the whole series. We'll choose I'm worried about the captain who was taken to the infirmary. Scion will be accompanying me, says Mash. There are some mysterious abnormalities in the status, but the spirit base is perfectly healthy, Asclepius reported. David just replies with, I'm certainly worried about Nemo, but right now, we need to deal with the immediate threat, am I right? I agree, David is right, says Da Vinci. We need to do something about the rough seas that are tossing the border's hull around like leaves. Elrond just states, it's not the sea. Gordolf questions, not the sea, so what is it? So were there singularities in the past that had oceans? This is all freshwater, a huge amount, but calling it a lake isn't quite right. A huge amount of water flooding land where it shouldn't be. In other words, a flood on a beach, a major flood of unprecedented flood, questions Da Vinci. David says, maybe you should take a closer look around. I don't want to strand the border. Yeah, that's right. There was no professor to analyze it, says Munir. Immediately conduct radar and sonic scans. Isn't it rare to see such a motivated David? I say, do you have any ideas, David? David just says, but maybe it's not just me. Martha says, King David. Yes, the Queen of Sheba scolds me, just as I said. Are you planning to sneak in and steal it all for yourself? I wouldn't go that far, says the Queen of Sheba. I can't deny it emotionally. I apologize for interrupting during the confusion that follows the emergency landing, says Georges. No one seems to have been injured. I feel relieved. Gordolf replies, the control room is suddenly filled with the aroma of frankincense. Yes, fortunately no one was injured. Nemo and his friends collapsed for unknown reasons. Da Vinci just says, I see. Are servants like you the right people for this incident? Oh, I guess so. I feel like I'm the only one who's out of place, says Salam. But I was approached by this person when I was escorted. I couldn't say no. Thank you, Salam, says Georges. In such a serious situation, we must take all possible measures. That's right, I totally agree, exclaims David. Mash chimes in with David and the Queen of Sheba, Martha, Salam, and George. You have a deep connection to the Bible, or even called a saint. I can choose, is it related to the cause of the problem, or I have a bad feeling about this. I'm choosing I have a bad feeling about this. Munier states, wow, this guy is border scan complete. It will be converted into a composite image and displayed on the monitor. Beyond the big waves, the shadow of a huge ship, points out Mash. The storm area is centered around that ship, says Munier. It is approximately 420 meters long, 70 meters wide, and 40 meters high, the equivalent of a 14-story building. The surface materials of the objects that can be seen from the scans are all wood, says Aileron. But it's too big. It's impossible. It is physically impossible to build a ship of this size using only wood. Some supernatural activity is suspected. I guess so, says David, if it's a miracle from God. In other words, that ship was the Ark. What is Ark? Asks Queen of Sheba. Hitsu, a word meaning box or chest. It is a symbolic name in the Bible. First one that we are familiar with is King David's, and he had a deep connection with Lord Solomon. Moses received from God. This is a box containing stone tablets engraved with the 10 Commandments. Well, the first stone tablets were thrown by an angry Moses. I broke one, so this is my second pair, says David. Oh, so what is Ark? It can also be said to represent a covenant made with God, says Queen of Sheba. And above all, one more thing. Noah's Ark? This is the ark built by the righteous man Noah. I reply, so is that ship the famous Noah's Ark? Mash replies, appeared with the storm that brought great flooding to the world. That ship looks exactly like an ark. Da Vinci says, David and you are different in different ways. So you came here on the basis of a mysterious premonition. Martha replies, I can't say for sure that it's Noah's Ark, but however, in this fiercely stormy sea, I strongly feel that God's wrath is raging. God's wrath, says Da Vinci. There's some strong mystery. Is it affecting this area? As expected, that's what I felt when I crash landed, says Gordolf. Not only the physical effects of the storm, numerous barriers and safety mechanisms also stopped working. Even now, the magical mechanisms of the border are malfunctioning, rendering it unnavigable, though it is barely able to stay afloat. Even if Nemo returns after recovering, this situation will continue. I chime in with, if an attack were to occur now, you'd be helpless, right? Gordolf replies, the only way to deal with this is with the servants fighting together. We in Chaldea are nearly defenseless. I don't want to take such a risky gamble. Without a magical barrier, there is no telling when it will sink. Oh, it's not that serious. There's still more that can be done, says Da Vinci. However, it is. I can choose between we need to find out the cause or for Nemo and the others. We'll choose we need to find out the cause. Gordolf just says, So this time, instead of race shift, this means a direct attack from the border. Queen of Sheba just exclaims, please wait. Well, it's very difficult to say, but for this particular mission, I think we're unqualified. Seeing that huge ship with my own eyes only strengthened my conviction. Salam just says, fault? My goodness, I was so excited to go out, exclaims Martha. Same on the right. What on earth is that? Questions Georges. Da Vinci replies, the spiritual eye of the Queen of Sheba tells us this. Does that mean it's a prediction? That's right. It wasn't possible to see into the Ark, says the Queen. However, just as we were able to quickly detect this abnormality, we are also likely to be strongly influenced by the Ark. And this shouldn't happen. It is even possible that we may harbor rebellious feelings towards our master. This means that you should expect the appearance of beings find irresistible. Perhaps even the manifestations of symbols of God, says Da Vinci. What's David's opinion? Well, it's unintentional, but if Her Majesty is so anxious about it, says David, for now I'll just follow. I think it's a good idea. I can choose between, but I can't just stand there and watch, or still no movement from the Ark, right? I'll choose still no movement from the Ark, right? If you don't mind, would you allow me to act as Master's companion, says the Queen? Is that also a premonition, asks Mash? Based on the Queen of Sheba's proposal, we quickly discussed the matter. 3 servants were selected to accompany him, says Da Vinci. One is Beni Enma and the other is Rohi. The commonality between these two is that they can fly by themselves, having bird attributes. The drones released on a trial basis were, it was quickly submerged in the storm, says Mash. Semiramis Dove familiar was mostly unharmed. Enough to reach a wooden ship, however, long-distance investigation was not possible. Birds? Questions Gordolf. So based on the story of Noah's Ark, I guess they were hoping it was a ship for carrying animals. That's correct, says Queen. Now Beni Enma is a sparrow demon, and Rohi can transform into a large eagle. And the other one is, can you guess? This one, of course, Circe. I see, Circe the Hawk Witch. She seems a bit grumpy. Sparrows, hawks, and hawks are all birds that appear in the Bible. They are blessed animals who boarded the Ark and spread their wings in the New World. Another selection criterion is having a magical foundation that is less susceptible to mystical interference. The assumption was that the further away from Western magic, the better. Beni Enma is Buddhism. It has roots in Yama from the Hindu mythology. Rohi is a shamanistic religion based on belief in spirits. Circe is not unrelated to Western magic, but she has a basis in polytheistic mythology, and in some cases she even has an advantage. Circe replies with no way. Gordolf questions teeth? Circe just says no way. No way. I'm not going. Absolutely not. Circe? Questions Shiva. What happened to Circe, I say. Rohi just says she's been like this for a while now. She's being difficult. Usually if Master asks for help, I'll accept without hesitation, right? Says Beni Enma. Circe just replies, well, that's not so cheap, is it? Oh, that's great. I wanted to wear a swimsuit, a swimsuit, a swimsuit. Oh my, that's why Circe was throwing a tantrum, says Beni Enma. She's still holding a grudge after being ignored again during the summer swimsuit season. Huh? I'm sure this isn't just something you're experiencing. To begin with, Circe's outfit is practically a swimsuit. That's what Rohi is like, says Circe. At the summer festival, you probably dressed up in a swimsuit and did something like turn into Kikion, right? What on earth are you fighting against? Perhaps, chimes in Queen. Are you planning to reduce your appearances now and prepare for a shocking debut next summer? That's right, what's wrong? This is the only option I have. It's like there's something crucial missing. Okay, Circe, that's enough, chimes Mash. I don't really want them to do things like that at midnight, says Da Vinci. Woo, says Circe. First of all, if flying-type Pokemons like Sava are so good for you, then you have a girlfriend. That's what it literally says. Hey Crane, here's Miss Crane. Aren't cranes mentioned in the Bible or something? I guess there is one. It depends on the translation, says Da Vinci. There could be cranes, swallows, or storks. Well then, that's fine, if I let her go, says Circe. That's unfortunate, says Mash. Miss Crane had an idea straight away after the summer incident, and she holed herself up in her workroom. Good job. So what? Should I sell it to her to flatter her? Don't be selfish, Circe. There are some people who want to accompany us but are unable to, says Beni Enma. In the first place, cranes are a part of fairy tales. It overlaps with mine. I can choose between the proprietress of Enma is 2 great witches, or that's very reassuring. I have no objections. I'm just going to choose this very reassuring. I have no objections. Circe whines, please don't ignore me and continue the discussion. Then there you go. Here's Ushiwakamaru's Crow Master. Wait, that's a Tengu. Is it slightly different from a crow? Do you understand that? Here comes the great public hope again. Excuse me, please let me join you too. Taigong Wang? Questions Da Vinci. I've heard the story. I must accompany you. You'll definitely regret it. It's sudden again, says Gordolf. I understand that seeing the ocean for the first time in a while makes you want to fish, but with this rough weather, it's not the best time to fish. That's certainly true. No, it's not a fishing issue. It's just my intuition as a friend of the gamers. I can choose between, is this the Ark, Noah's Ark, or what on earth are the giants that attacked us? I'll choose, is this the Ark, Noah's Ark? Xerxes says there's something called a moving tiny singularity. He wouldn't appear without a reason. That in itself is incredible magic or a miracle. The situation involving the border, he must have been waiting for Chaldea. But if it's a trap, that's pretty pathetic. No sails or rudder to be seen. It's just a wooden box ship being tossed about by big waves. Still, yes, I can feel it, really. It's like standing before a majestic temple or altar. Where I saw that light, you and Xerxes will get off first. Your husband will be careful later. I can choose between no, let's go at once, or I've avoided training the giants for now. I'll choose no, let's go at once. The little bear just says Mo. Xerxes just questions, yeah? Who are these children? This sign, no. It doesn't look like a human being. It looked like some kind of bird spirit. It looked like it's about to be blown away. According to Google Translate, that just means the letter A, that symbol. Are you Chaldeans? That's right, I came to represent Chaldea. You Red Lords are holding up lights. I showed you to this deck. Yeah? I'm a dove. This is Raychan, Raven. I am Noah's messenger. Noah. I thought so. Are you hurt? It was dangerous, but it's okay. Somehow. That's good. There's no need to worry. How could you fight the Nephilim and still be safe? It's not normal to begin with. Ha, that's true. This is a witch. A great witch. The Nephilim, those giants? I've only heard the name. Follow me, I'll introduce you to Lord Noah. This is inside of the Ark. Now I can shelter from the wind and rain. Wow, I'm soaked again. Boy, oh, sorry. If I stay like this on the ship, it's really inconvenient. Oh, it's shrunk. Reindeer antlers. Aren't I surprised? That's it, I thought. I thought the inside of the ship would be humid and stagnant, but surprisingly, the ventilation seems to be good. That's true. With all that rain, no matter what, water pools at the bottom of the boat and it sinks quickly. You have to constantly scoop out the accumulated water. Even this atrium, it has a chimney shape that sends air upwards. I see, that's true. You know a lot about ships, Xerxes. The little cow just says moo. Just says hope. Do you smell different animals? I see. It's just as the legend says. Except that we're still adrift in stormy seas. Yes, I have lots of friends. Let me guide you later. Hey, shut up, Dove. There's no need to do anything unnecessary. Yeah. I'm sorry, Raychan. Noah's room is a little further ahead. Understood, thank you. Questions Benyanma. Although it is a simple, unadored wooden building, this width and depth is impressive. How much time and effort is required? It's amazing how they can build such a majestic ship. Well, according to the Ark documents that MASH provided, I say, the construction of the Ark took up to 100 years? There are only 8 family members involved. Compared to a mission that has been expanded upon again and again, the time that has passed is not particularly strange. It takes only 8 people to complete it? Absolutely impossible. There are 100 craftsmen and 1,000 indigenous people here, right? If I were to compare it in terms of scale, it's like a wooden pyramid. There was some divine help there too. I guess that's what it means. Somebody's mad. What was that screaming just now? Is there an animal that makes that noise? It seemed to have come from all the way from the bottom of the ship. He's clearly scared. Shufoso, calm down. I guess he's talking to the cow. It's not the sound of the wind. It was a cry of immense rage. Those giants from before, has it even made it inside the ship? Oh my god, we're finally get to fighting. That's a lot of prologue. My god. I have arrived here. This sweet atmosphere. Roy, this room needs to be ventilated intensively. The scent of grapes, alcohol? The bottles lying around look like they've been drinking a lot of wine. Apparently I have a bad drinking habit. It seems like there is. Dirty room. I have a huge urge to clean it up. Ah, Noah-sama again. Sorry, I'll clean it up right away. Wake up, Noah. I can choose between someone is sleeping half naked or so what is that? I'll choose so what is that. He collapsed in the middle of the room. Well, that is... I feel quite unsettled. It's now an artistic way of disorganizing clothes. It's still sloppy, though. Mika, no. You'll be cursed. Huh? Or why? I'll choose huh? Oh, that's excellent. I'll curse you back. It happened just as you said. They came through the walls of the Nephilim. It's Chaldea. Yeah, Google Translate is just stumped with that. Chaldea. Okay. What happened all of a sudden? That's how you guys are. Phew, I couldn't wait. First of all, you have to say your name. I am Noah, son of Lamech, grandson of Methuselah, great-grandson of Enoch. There is one patriarch from the old world who inherited the Stone of Brilliance from Adam and became a righteous man, going back to the great flood that destroyed the world. As a servant who holds the crown position of writer, it has manifested itself here. It's okay for me to call you the beautiful boy of salvation. Please don't. I can choose between Grand Rider or Salvation Beautiful Boy. I'll choose Grand Rider. I can choose between but what can I say or it doesn't feel like we're meeting for the first time, right? I'll choose but what can I say. Noah-kun, do you understand? It's me. This is Ryosho Nao. This is Taikobo, a friend of Tomogra. You, Taikobo? Your name is uniquely engraved on this spirit base. I see. That's right. You may exist in this world's Chaldea. I should have expected it. Ah, I mean you know him, right? Gura, friend? Grand class, friends? Is there such a concept? Are they like the students in the cooking and etiquette classes that Aiki holds at the seat of heroic spirits? A little different. Well, it's almost like that. Ah, but are you also a writer? If it doesn't manifest in the caster class, then of course it won't be in the crown rank, right? Will I really be able to meet you as my next girlfriend? Ugh, that hurts. Sorry, I was just kidding. You're still my friend. I can choose between good or can we communicate properly. I'm gonna choose can we communicate properly. And you, the master of Chaldea. So you two are a hero who will save the world. I'd love to hear the name. I'm by no means a hero, but I am deeply grateful to God for this miracle that I was able to meet him. It was a long voyage, really. But unfortunately, I must impose a great test on you, the Chaldeans of this past world. Ohima Tehora. 7 pairs of males and females are recommended. Pure animals pass through the Ark's gangway. If they are earth-crawling, unclean creatures, then 1 pair. Yes, only the chosen ones are allowed to board this ark, whether they be birds, animals, or people. I want to know if you are qualified to do so. First, you have to ask, will this sacred sword inherited from my grandfather, the Guardian of Paradise, ordeal? Let's do it, Noah. You're supposed to be a symbol of peace and life. Parkir, he's an uncontrollable drunk. Master, can I turn him into a pig? Please do. Looks like I have a choice between... it looks like I have no choice but to accept it, but I don't think it's possible to turn him into a pig. I wish you could turn him into a pig. Dear Noah, we fight Noah. Survive this. Awesome, that's quite something to do. Yeah, we beat your ass. But this isn't even a test yet. What those eyes will now see, show. That's what it says. Just says show. Do you just fall asleep? I could choose between Noah, are you asleep or are you awake? Christ almighty. Maybe the sudden violent movements made me even more drunk. Lord Noah had a nap. When this happens, I don't wake up for a while. Isn't he a famous saint? Is this okay in terms of heroic spirit regulations? So far, I've only seen the bad side. Even you, she's a real witch, you know. Bring out Taisei, you can do whatever you want with the Greek scrubs. Don't make me say it, he'll come after me. Dear God, that's how it ends. My God, that's a lot of jibber jabber. The story of Noah's Ark was shorter than that what I just read. My God. So that completes part 1. Maybe I'll do part 2 tomorrow if my vocal cords can recover from this.